Hello and welcome to today's video. Today we are here talking about some Overwatch League. Now, again, this is not something we've talked about much this season, but with the addition of the role queue, I figured I'd check out some of the games this week. Of course, I wanted to watch Soul Dynasty play, so I did. But check out a couple of the games and really just sort of see how it impacted, the play. And it's been something I've been against since it got announced a couple weeks ago. I'm sure you can look back and see the tweets that I had and, my video about it when it first came out. But seeing it in play in a couple of matches definitely sort of showed me what I believed would be the issue. The thing first of all with Overwatch League is you're limiting the players so much because you're making it artificial meta. This isn't the meta of what the game is based on characters. This is a meta that's artificially added. The meta is GOATs but shifting away from it. It's not 2-2-2. That's not what the meta is at the moment. It was more of that last year before Brigida got added in, but that's not what the meta is now. The meta is not 2-2-2. It's a artificial meta. So to watch players and see the match where a team could go to this, but they can't because they're restricted is very very disappointing, I guess you could say. Because when a team needs to make a swap or something to try to get a win or something, to watch a team not be able to because they're restricted is, I don't know, it's weird. I get it's something you have to get used to because that's where the game is now, but it's just very, very weird to sort of watch a restricted game in an artificial meta be played out. Overall, I feel like all it's done is just put more emphasis on DPS yet again, which was nice to sort of get away from that because that's the most hyped up characters in the games, all the DPS, everybody just loves them. It's definitely weird that people are okay with watching Doomfist, but have an issue with watching 3 tanks and 3 healers. Very, very weird from that standpoint. I don't know if it's just me being a fan of tanks and supports being the roles that I play. I play all but 3 supports. I don't play Ana, Lucio, or Baptiste, but I will play the other ones. Moira, Zenyatta, Mercy. Who was the other one? Brigida. There you go. I'll play those 4. So, I always love playing the support role. And for tanks, D.Va and Reinhardt I play quite a lot. D.Va is obviously my favorite character. To sort of, I don't know. I liked GOAT's meta, obviously, as it's been stated before. But overall, the Overwatch League, it just changed who got played on the stage. I don't really think it's going to sort of change up results or anything that we're going to see. All the games that have been played, I sort of went back and looked the past couple matches compared to this week. And, this week, I'm recording this after the first match on Sunday's done. Actually, right now on my computer, I'm trying to get them tokens for the new character to buy the Soul Dynasty skin for him. But right now, it's London and Toronto's playing on my computer screen down here. Just run, get them free tokens. But I just think that in those games, we haven't had anything more interesting or less interesting from what we had. Their artificial meta change didn't change results of games. It didn't make them closer. There's most of the wins this week by teams were 3-1 or 4-0. I mean, we didn't really get much different. I was thinking maybe to make it good, we'll get a bunch of games that go map 5s, but there's been like 2 this week, maybe. And looking at the statistics from the past couple weeks, the records, the history, I should say. Looking at the history from the past couple weeks, it's been about the same. Most of the matches were 4-0, 3-1s, a couple map 5s. So, it didn't really change that. It genuinely just changed who gets played. All it did was just add DPS in, which we were already sort of getting with Sombra play. So, you know, did it really change the game? Was it really necessary? No. I don't see why it's added in the game. The other thing about it that would be interesting is I still want to see how it gets played out in the actual games. You know, for people who aren't professional players, you know, how it works out on console. And I feel like console or PC players too, you know, everybody who's not a Overwatch League player hasn't played it, unless, you know, you play in the PTR, but from what I hear, people don't play it that much. So not many people have really played it that much. So I am very interested to sort of see how it all plays out in that aspect, but from the Overwatch League directly, it looks like it hasn't really changed much. I think maybe it'll be more restrictive and less fun to play, but the better players will be able to climb a little bit easier, and you won't be stuck necessarily with bad people. I know so many times myself and Lamine, when we play together, we get stuck playing with a bunch of dudes who want to play DPS. So besides that, I'm not looking forward to it. The one positive takeaway from it that I have is not having to play with a bunch of dudes playing DPS and decide, do we need a healer or do we need a tank when it comes down to me? So yeah, I'm interested to see from that aspect how it works out. But overall, within the Overwatch League, games were not better, and we just see the same characters played, essentially. I mean, we're still seeing D.Va. We're still seeing Winston. Sombra was played a little bit before. We're seeing Ana. I mean, literally what we're doing is we add in another DPS spot and sort of take away a healer. Because, again, the meta was already shifting towards Sombra. It was already shifting away from Codes. So you just see less Brigitte and more of a DPS. I mean, that's literally what you're getting in Overwatch League directly. And again, in play not an Overwatch League, you will see, you know, a more restricted team comp. But I don't know, I feel like the flexibility in Overwatch League is sort of taken away by doing this. When I was watching Seoul against Shanghai, I was thinking, I'm like, they can just go to this card. I'm like, oh wait, they can't because they're restricted by some dumb artificial, you know, meta shift. You know, because there's a moment when I'm like, you just run Brigitte and run 2 tanks, or run a couple tanks and you're good. But then they couldn't. I'm like, oh yeah. Myself and Lamine, we're currently working on May Brigitte. I'm trying to get that to work between us. Trying to run that. Sort of. We're really spending the rest of this competitive season, a little off topic from Overwatch League, to what we're doing specifically. We're taking the rest of this competitive season, because they said it's ending in a couple weeks, I believe August 13th or 15th or something like that. It's ending, so we're taking that time. When it got announced, there's about 25 days, 24 days left. So we're taking that time to practice different things that we wouldn't necessarily play together. And we're really just seeing what we can make work, and then we're going to decide in a couple weeks. Basically, we have till September 1st to figure out what we're going to do. Because again, we're not really worried about the SR. SR is going to be completely reset. So, as long as we finish out of bronze, because we're currently in like silver, we're trying to climb like, we got to about mid gold a couple seasons ago, and then just dropped. So I'm trying to finish like silver so I can get some competitive points. That's really all I care. We get enough wins. It's just really taking this time to practice. So that's something to look forward to. May Brigitte is really something we're trying right now. Seeing how that works out. But overall, from an Overwatch League standpoint specifically, This has been some people have wanted to have in the game just because they don't like goats, because people like to complain about weird things. Again, if somebody can tell me what is bad about goats, I'd like to know. Like that's the thing that I like to know. I just heard everybody complain about it. Everybody from announcers to fans, everybody's just like, oh, goats is bad. Why? Tell me why goats is bad. That's it. I just want to know what was bad about goats, but either way, thank you all for watching. Let me know how you thought of the changes here to the league. I didn't really think that they changed much besides just making there be weird characters to watch that I don't really have an interest in watching, like Reaper and Doomfist. A little bit less interest for me there, but let me know what you think in the comments down below, and we'll see you guys in the next one.